So, Elton, did you say that this is a speech that you'll be delivering next week?
In about 2 weeks.
In about 2 weeks?
Yeah.
And is it to high school students? Or?
Yeah, well, it's going to first go to Speakers Bureau, then after that's going to high school.
I see, I see. All right, well, it's very important.
Well, I got to give it 2 more times.
Very important topic, so.
Yeah, I had to shorten it down, sorry.
All right, no worries, no worries. I think it was
Kathleen,
very good info, very valuable information, so. Miss Maria has not arrived, so I think what we will be doing at this stage is moving on to our table topics section. You'll notice that for those of you who are visiting us today, really our club is designed to give individuals an opportunity to either practice speeches or to develop a sense of confidence when they do speak publicly. And so a part of our mission here is indeed to give someone or individuals a platform to make a fool of themselves, per se, to give them an opportunity to develop their abilities to handle the anxieties that are associated with public speaking, so that when you do go out into the real world, you can then apply that and do it better. So the fact that he's practicing here is an excellent example of how individuals can use Toastmasters for projects outside of the work and outside of Toastmasters. So at this stage, I would like to introduce our Table Topics Master, David, who will share with you our table topics. Thank you.
Thank you, Mel. So our table topics are something that, like Mel said, can be used in the real world. And if you've ever heard of an elevator speech, that's a perfect example. So at this point, do I have any volunteers for who might want to come up and...
Would you like to tell us a little bit about the table topics before we come up?
Well,
it's going to be a surprise, huh? Okay. All right, what you got for me?
So, our theme of the day is hooky. Playing hooky. Did you have a senior ditch day?
Yes.
Tell us about your senior ditch day.
No, I just couldn't give a one-word answer of yes, but now I have to elaborate a little bit. Oh yeah, boy, I tell you, my senior ditch day was every Monday. I didn't ditch a lot, but boy, I tell you, when it came to getting up and going to school on Monday mornings, I was terrible. My mother, and after a while, at one point, I remember my mother telling me, okay, you can stay home, but you better not fail anything. And she was serious. My mother spanked me. She spanked sometimes, okay? I was 18 years old and she, oh no, I will spank your behind. But anyway, so I managed to get over this little phobia I had because I knew what was going on. I had such a tough weekend and I had a lot of outside projects going on. I was on the track team and I finally realized the reason why I was ditching on Mondays a lot is because there was some track practice again. And I hated track practice. So the way I got around it is that when I would go to school and it was time for track practice, I'd always tell my coach that I was having little stomach cramps and things like that, so he'd take it easy on me on Mondays. And so that's how I got past my senior ditch day and playing hooky from school. David, you went too far away. Thank you very much.
Thank you, LT. So, at this point, do I have another volunteer?
I forgot to use the word of the day. Darn it.
Oh yes, I should have introduced our word of the day. Our word of the day is intrigue. High school can be filled with intrigue. Your chemistry teacher can tell you intriguing things.
I never did. But dream on.
Welcome, Avis.
Thank you.
So, usually, senior ditch day is accompanied with a bout of spring fever. Tell us how you are heavily affected by spring fever.
Oh, okay. Fellow Toastmasters, beloved guests, the topic has shifted to how I am affected by spring fever. And I'll tie it a little bit into school hooky. because my spring fever days go back to first grade. When I was in first grade, my mother was a working mom, and we would walk to school. We would walk past this huge field, and the field was pretty private. So sometimes, bad girl that I am, I would talk my little sister into stopping at this one thick brush area. And I would just say, "It is such a nice day, do we really want to go to school?" I was in charge of walking us to the schoolyard, but passing by all those trees and hearing the birds, and it'd be like a park-like setting, it would just come to me that, oh my gosh, this is the perfect spot to spend this day. And we would take our little lunches, and we would have them there in this cluster of bushes. There was actually a hole after a while where we could get in and be pretty well hidden. It wasn't guilt-free though, because I pretty much kept us hidden, and we would have our lunch there. I still want to ditch whatever I'm doing on a beautiful day.
Thanks, Avis.
You're welcome. It doesn't go out of this room though.
Just look, you'll see her at lunch, you know, wandering around the grass.
Hidden in a bush.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll step it up some then.
Would either of our guests like to come up and take a stab at this?
Whatever comes to your head.
Not yet?
No. No, that's fine.
Okay, so. No? Are you volunteering?
Yay!
Yes. Come on up. Come on up. So, spring fever usually comes with spring cleaning.
It does. It does.
Tell us what you hate most about spring cleaning.
Oh, my goodness, thank you. What I hate most about spring cleaning is the dust bunnies and the time that it takes to clean up all the webs in the corners of the house. It is very time consuming, although it's important to do. I acknowledge that it's important to clean your living space and to live in a nice environment so that you don't get colds and get sick. But that's the only thing that bothers me about spring cleaning, is the amount of time that it takes to clean and the fact that you actually are you're working with dust bunnies and things that could make you sick. So, although I must admit that the more often that you clean, you know, the less time that you'll actually need to take to clean. So that's very important to keep in mind as well. But in any case, for all you high schoolers out there, I'd like to propose that you clean for spring so that you also enjoy spring fever, because cleaning for spring fever is is an essential task. Thank you, tabletop.
See, the streets that out. I can tell he was looking for words. He didn't say treat you either.
Indeed.
No? Well, that concludes our table topics for today, I guess. No.
All right.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tabletopper's Master. All right. So now we will move on to our